India is an adventurous paradise. You head out for a holiday, which quickly turns into a survival situation. A dream turns into a nightmare.
I'm thirsty, I'm tired, I'm hungry, and I'm lost.
Shelter, water, and food become a priority. A fire to keep you warm. But how? I'm Chandan Lahiri from OTS Survival School. I'll give you some tips and show you some tricks to use in a self-reliant situation. Do not think problems can only happen to other people. It can happen to you. So what I have here is a lean-to shelter. There's the central ridgepole, which is resting on this tree. The other end is on the ground. And all these other branches, poles, twigs are leaning on the central pole, which is why it's called a lean-to. But if I want to protect myself a whole lot more, I can make another modification of this lean-to shelter, or a debris shelter as it's sometimes called, and make a double lean-to. What I've done on that side, what I'll now do is replicate that same thing on this side. So you have almost like a A-frame. And the advantage of the forest, particularly when you have to make shelter, is you find a lot of branches like these which are lying on the forest floor. So you don't need to actually go ahead and cut a tree like this. You need to cut a lot of trees to make a shelter like this. Don't do that. Just look around. It might take you a little longer, but you will find fallen branches like this. Gather them up, and then you can end up making your shelter. Now, in illustrations, in books, in instructional movies, all these twigs will be very straight. But out in the jungle, these will not be so straight. These will be all crooked. They'll entangle themselves together. So be a little careful. Now that's the beginning of the other side of my lean-to shelter. A double lean-to, if you like. Now, this is the high end, that's the low end. So the longer branch would come on this side, and as you go down the pole, you can get into shorter branches. What I've managed to collect is branches of different sizes and lengths. This one is shorter, this one is longer. So I suspect this one will come somewhere in the middle, maybe here. There you go. So that's another one. We need some more branches for this place, some more here, to be able to hold the leaves and the other foliage. And these need to be close enough so that the leaves, when I put it on top of that, they don't go through. The more leaves you put, the more insulated you'll be. So, if you have time, and I suspect time is all you have, just keep gathering leaves and piling them and weaving them into the branches, so it becomes a nice thick blanket of leaves. On top of this, what I'll do is put some dry leaves. Just take these, pick it up, and that's not too much, and just dump it on top. And just keep doing that till the whole thing is entirely covered. So that's what's called a debris shelter, a lean-to shelter, a double lean-to shelter, whatever name you like to call it. It's essentially a lean-to because there are twigs and branches leaning against a central pole. It's a debris shelter because you have made it using debris. And just remember, it takes a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy to make something like this. But learn to make it. You just might need it when you're out in the wilderness and get into a self-reliant situation. Learn to make a lean-to shelter, a debris shelter, because it can happen to you. Learn to adapt, improvise, innovate, and overcome. To learn more tips and tricks, visit this site. I'm Chandan Lahiri, and I hope to see you soon at the OTS Survival School. Leave nothing but footprints. Bring back nothing but memories.